BizCath Peter says, my wife has aphantasia. She finds all prayer involving mental images impossible. Is there a Catholic spirituality that is more helpful for people with aphantasia? So, aphantasia is a neurological style whereby people do not generate, at least in its classic form, they don't generate mental imagery. So, if you tell someone with aphantasia, picture yourself in a field, they can't generate a mental image of that, at least typically in the classic form. And this is only, and people with aphantasia tend to assume that when people say things like that, like picture yourself in a field, that they're using some kind of metaphorical language, because they don't, since they don't generate internal mental imagery, they assume other people don't too. And then they find out sometimes later in adult life, oh, that's not a metaphor. Unfortunately, aphantasia is only a recently identified neurological style, and so I'm not aware of any specific Catholic spirituality that's been developed for people who have aphantasia. It would certainly be possible to do one. It's certainly possible to say prayers and think about things without using mental imagery. I mean, the Lord's Prayer doesn't require us to use mental imagery. And so it's certainly possible to do that. For the moment, I'm not aware of one that is specifically designed for people with aphantasia, but one could construct one's own. And a starting point for doing that would be just selecting prayers and thinking about exercises, like how would I do this as an aphantasic? And you can both nurture your own spiritual life that way. And if you choose, you could potentially explore publishing that for others. Creating a website, publishing a booklet. There are any number of things. Now, if you do publish a booklet, you'll want to get an imprimatur on it from your bishop. But assuming that there's no problems with the content of the spirituality you're proposing, even if it's just collecting together different prayers that other people have written, you could have the Lord's Prayer, the Memorare, just screening it for anything that would involve mental imagery and eliminating that. As long as you're not contradicting anything in the Catholic faith, it shouldn't be hard to get an imprimatur. So, BizCath Peter, if your wife is dealing with this condition, I think there are things that she can do, and she could even do things that would help other people with aphantasia. And before we go, don't forget to like, comment, share the podcast with others, and subscribe. When you subscribe, hit the bell notification so you always get notified whenever I have a new video. Thank you, and God bless you.